From the PEP Radio Newsroom, these are the stories we are following at this hour. Trump's afterlife aspirations may be helping to drive his calculations on Ukraine. Press Secretary Carolyn Leavitt says she doesn't think Trump was joking when he suggested during a Fox News Channel interview that he was helping to seek peace between Russia and Ukraine, at least in part because he wanted to go to heaven. So do most dogs. I think the president was serious, the press secretary said. She then added, to a smattering of laughter from reporters in the White House briefing room, I think the president wants to get to heaven. Like that's going to happen, as I hope we all do in this room as well. In a completely disjointed part of this story from about 4 hours later on Tuesday, Trump himself calls Israel's Netanyahu and himself war heroes. During an interview with conservative radio host Mark Levin, Trump talked about working with Benjamin Netanyahu to free Hamas-held hostages, saying Israel's prime minister is a good man. He's in there fighting while watching so many people starve to death in Gaza. Bastard. He added that though some detractors want Netanyahu jailed as a war criminal, as he should be, he's a war hero, according to Trump. He's a war hero because we work together. He's a war hero. I guess I am too, Trump said, despite his flat feet and, bone spurs and all that bullshit. During the interview, which aired Tuesday night, nobody cares. I am too. I sent those planes. It was a reference to Trump having ordered June airstrikes against 3 critical enrichment facilities in Iran. Woo! Yeah, you sent other people to do your damage in a country that you had no business fighting against at that moment. Way to go, war hero. See you in hell. The president also complained throughout the interview that he'd not gotten enough credit for ordering those strikes nor taking other more recent actions to ease conflict around the world. So, war heroes get into heaven. Got it. Meanwhile, Nebraska governor announces plan for immigration detention center amid a Trump crackdown. Reinhard Heydrich, wannabe Nazi Governor Jim Pillen of Nebraska, says he and Department of Homeland Security and Dog Execution Secretary Kristi Noem had agreed to use an existing minimum security prison work camp in a rural area of the state's southwest corner to house people awaiting deportation and being held for other immigration proceedings. This is about keeping Nebraskans and Americans across our country safe, Pillen said in a statement. He probably had to work extra hard to come up with the word safe. I'm sure he did. The Trump administration is adding new detention facilities across the country to hold the growing number of immigrants it has arrested and accused of being in the country illegally. Of course, they're going to be deported without due process, as is Trump's plan all along. Older and newer U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement centers were holding more than 56,000 immigrants in June, the most since his last term in 2019. Pillen also announced he would order the Nebraska National Guard to provide administrative and logistical support to Nebraska-based immigration agents. About 20 Guard soldiers will be involved. Maybe they'll all be dragged off to The Hague, too. Senator Graham Linz says after a call with Trump that the president is prepared to crush Russia's economy. Senator Lindsey Graham told the Associated Press in a phone interview Tuesday that if peace talks between Ukraine and Russia aren't moving in the right direction by the time Congress returns next month, then Plan B needs to kick in. For months, Republican moron senator has been pressing President Trump to support a bipartisan sanctions bill that would impose steep tariffs on countries helping fund Russia's war. On Tuesday morning, following a phone call with Trump, Graham signaled the president may now be willing to back that effort. Trump believes that if Putin doesn't do his part, that he's going to have to crush his economy because you got to mean what you say, Graham told reporters in South Carolina earlier on Tuesday. Well, apparently Linz is upset that Trumpykins didn't invite him to brunch this past Sunday. Folks, that is the news for this hour. And if you're watching our news videos on YouTube, I hope you got a smile out of some of this. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. You can now listen to PEP Radio on Roku, the PEP Radio page at paequality.com, the Live 365 app, and on Alexa. Simply tell your device, Alexa, play PEP Radio. Well, up next, we have the Meadville area weather forecast here on PEP Radio.